Sarah's fingers danced across her mechanical keyboard, the soft blue glow of her monitors illuminating her face in the darkness. 3 displays showed different terminal windows, each running various scripts and network analysis tools. She took another sip of her now cold coffee and adjusted her glasses. "Got anything yet?" Tom's voice crackled through her headset. He was running support from his apartment across town. "The domain scan found something interesting," Sarah replied, her eyes fixed on the center screen. "There's a subdomain that doesn't follow their normal naming convention. Pisa Legacy PowerZoneCorp.com. Looks like an old development server they forgot to decommission." She ran a quick Nmap scan against the IP address. The results made her sit up straighter. "Tom, are you seeing this? They've got an ancient version of Apache running on this thing. Must be at least 3 years out of date." "Perfect. Check if it's vulnerable to CVE 2021-41773. Their IT team probably missed the patch when it came out." Sarah's fingers danced across the keyboard again, launching a carefully crafted HTTP request. A moment later, her terminal filled with directory listings that shouldn't have been accessible. "We're in, but this is just their old dev environment." She spent the next hour methodically combing through configuration files and logs, looking for anything that might help them pivot to their real target. Then she spotted it, an automation script that still contained hard-coded credentials. "Found something better than breadcrumbs," she said, a slight smile playing at her lips. "Looks like they were using this server to test their deployment scripts. Someone left database credentials in plain text. Let me cross-reference these with their production environment." Tom's voice came back, tense with anticipation. "Any chance they're still valid?" Sarah was already checking. "Timestamp shows these configs were last updated 3 months ago. Testing connection now?" She held her breath as she attempted to authenticate to PowerZone's primary database cluster. The terminal blinked, then displayed a successful connection string. "We're in their production environment," she said quietly. "Now let's find out where they're storing those system access logs." She minimized her attack surface, carefully covering her tracks as she navigated through their database schema. PowerZone's security team would eventually detect the intrusion, but if she was careful enough, they wouldn't know what she'd been looking for. The next morning, PowerZone's IT team would discover their breach, but by then, Sarah and Tom would be long gone, leaving behind only encrypted traffic and carefully sanitized logs. Their client would receive exactly what they'd been hired to find: proof that PowerZone had been deliberately falsifying their system access records. What they wouldn't find was any trace of how the evidence had been obtained or who had obtained it.